Hello! Welcome to Essay Nights, the Essay Slayers. My name is Julie and I will be your instructor as we read through Diagnostic Assessment and Formative Assessment essay. The article source is embedded in the video description below. Feel free to read along. Please note that you can get a custom, plagiarism-free essay for as little as $10 a page at Essay Nights. The link is in the description. Assessment for learning. In classrooms where assessment for learning is practiced, students are encouraged to be more active in their learning and associated assessment. The ultimate purpose of assessment for learning is to create self-regulated learners who can leave school able and confident to continue learning throughout their lives. Teachers need to know at the outset of a unit of study where their students are in terms of their learning and then continually check on how they are progressing through strengthening the feedback they get from their learners. Students are guided on what they are expected to learn and what quality work looks like. The teacher will work with the student to understand and identify any gaps or misconceptions. Initial diagnostic assessment. As the unit progresses, the teacher and student work together to assess the student unregistered trademark's knowledge, what she or he needs to learn to improve and extend this knowledge, and how the student can best get to that point. Formative assessment. Assessment for learning occurs at all stages of the learning process. Assessment for learning comprises two phases: initial or diagnostic assessment and formative assessment. Diagnostic assessment. This set of diagnostic assessment materials for literacy, language and numeracy, Entry 1 to Level 2, was a national development in 2002. Included are materials for assessing learners on the pre-entry curriculum framework, milestones 4 to 8, and materials for assessing the need for support for dyslexia. Diagnostic assessment helps to identify special learning strengths and needs, and usually follows an initial assessment at the beginning of a learning program, where there is an indication of the need for further, more detailed assessment. It is related to special skills needed for tasks. The diagnostic information can be included in the learner unregistered trademark SILP. It is recommended that diagnostic assessment is conducted by specialist teachers of literacy, language or numeracy. Formative assessment, including diagnostic testing, is a range of formal and informal assessment procedures conducted by teachers during the learning process in order to modify teaching and learning activities to improve student attainment. It typically involves qualitative feedback, rather than scores, for both student and teacher that focus on the details of content and performance. It is commonly contrasted with summative assessment, which seeks to monitor educational outcomes, often for purposes of external accountability. Assessment can be based on a variety of information sources, e.g., portfolios, works in progress, teacher observation, and conversation. Verbal or written feedback to the student is primarily descriptive and emphasizes strengths, identities, challenges, and points to next steps. As teachers check on understanding, they adjust their instruction to keep students on track. No grades or scores are given. Record keeping is primarily anecdotal and descriptive, occurs throughout the learning process, from the outset of the course of study to the time of summative assessment. Assessment that is accompanied by a number or letter grade. Summative compares one student unregistered trademark's achievement with standards. Results can be communicated to the student and parents. Occurs at the end of the learning unit. Evaluation judgment made on the basis of a student unregistered trademark's performance test. An assessment intended to measure the respondent's unregistered trademark knowledge or other abilities. Assessment. Thank you for taking your time to listen to me. I hope you enjoyed learning about diagnostic assessment and formative assessment essay as much as I did. Kindly remember that you can get a custom, plagiarism-free essay at Essay Nights for as little as $10. The link is in the description. See you next time.